new sponsor, cell phone buyers, recyclers. They pay cash for smartphones and tablets. Like and share their social media pages for an opportunity to win an iPhone. Facebook, Instagram, and website are all in the description. What you waiting on? Head over there and try to get that iPhone. Ice Cube blasted the NBA for stealing his rules and trying to act like it was theirs from the beginning. Let's talk about it. We back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Check out our Big 3 NBA playlist for more videos like this. And Ice Cube is referring to playing without a running clock. The NBA adopted that rule for the fourth quarter of the All-Star game where they play without a running clock. And they go to, they play to the first person to score in the third quarter, 24 points. So Ice Cube been doing it. It's the first to 25 in the first half. And then I think you have to get 50 points or lead by 2 to win the game in the second half in the Big 3. And the NBA kind of swagger jacked that and tried to make it seem like it was the new wave. But that's something that Ice Cube and the Big 3 had already created. And that's kind of the story of civilization, man, where some other guy think of it and somebody else take credit for it and try to act like it's their own idea. I mean, if you could actually go through history and actually really know, it'd probably blow your mind, how many times a so-called genius came up with an idea, but he stole it from somebody else, a smaller guy. That's been going on forever. It's going to keep going on. You see, like I think it was a lady that created the Matrix, and they stole the Matrix idea from her, and then she ended up suing for a ton of money about the Matrix. They always take it from the little guy. That just let Ice Cube know that he's doing something right. Should they throw Ice Cube something or at least some acknowledgement? Absolutely. Because nobody came up with that. They see if Ice Cube never came up with it, they never would have thought about that rule in the first place. And I've been to the Big 3 event, covered it, and it was excellent. They cool people, media people, probably the coolest people you're going to meet. Had a hell of a spread. So got love for Cube and any black establishment. But black, white, Simpson, yellow, or green, it's always going to be the big guy taken from the smaller guy. And but yeah, that was his rule. It made it exciting. I mean, the Big 3 went from being on FS1 to CBS. That's a power move in itself, and more people got to lay eyes on. I don't think people thought it'll be running this long, but it's a great alternative. Now you got the XFL coming in, trying to be like the Big 3 for like the Big 3 is for basketball. So he do got a gripe. They should acknowledge it and not act like it's their idea. But the bigger company never takes the higher road and say, oh, we got this. But it did make for an exciting game last night. You know what I'm saying? It was actually a grand slam, and maybe experimenting in the All-Star game may creep over into some regular season, postseason experiments, man, because every now and again you got to innovate the game. You just can't play it as traditional as it once was, no matter how many people love the true tradition like baseball. When they added the wild card round and they added extra playoff teams, people were so against it. And now look at it. People accept it. It's more baseball. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes quantity is great in its own right. And for the NBA, maybe experiment with this type of rule without a running clock is great for basketball. But we'll see. I think the All-Star game was a hit. I watched it all last night. Didn't have enough energy to stay up to actually do a video on it. But, the non-running clock in the fourth quarter made it competitive. Team Giannis shit the bed, but I think they got something there. But keep experimenting, and eventually that may, flow over to, international FIBA. It may flow over to the NBA. But I think they do need to acknowledge Cube and give Cube love, and they need to, sponsor Cube in the Big 3 as well. Co-sign them, man. It's a great transition for retired players and players that can't make it to the league. Joe Johnson made it to the league with the Pistons for a minute. They ended up cutting him, but maybe, a Big 3 player can go back to the NBA or something of that nature. But, yeah, the non-running clock, that's good for the fourth quarter. And playing up to a certain point, that's good as well. It gives you a lot of suspense. It's always think you can come back. So I think everybody loved it last night. But I do think that they need to acknowledge Ice Cube and his rule and give credit where credit is due and pay some type of homage. But that's not what big corporations do. They take, they steal, they don't acknowledge, and then if you sue, they'll pay you and still won't acknowledge you. They just pay you off and settle, and like it's their own rules. So they never acknowledge their wrongs, and that's unfortunate. But hey, let me know what you guys think. I'll link an article in the description. Got all the information in there on the article link. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video, and Cash App, PayPal in the description. But hey, let me know what you guys think about Ice Cube saying NBA Swagger Jack this rule. And appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Goodfella Sports TV, your boy CJ Goodfella. We gone.